He would go out at sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Haribo, Haribo. He would wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name. Haribo, Haribo. Mukunda Madhava, Govinda Hari, Haribo, Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting of his name. Haribo, Haribo. Every day the sun will rise, and every day the sun will set. Haribo, Haribo. What's the value of your life if devotion you don't get? Haribo, Haribo. Take the name into your heart, take it with you when you part. Haribo, Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting of his name. Haribo, Haribo. Yashamati Nandana, Brajapadanagara. Haribo, Haribo. Jehovah Adonai, Yahweh Jesus Christ, Haribo.
I'll see the beat guy.
Krishna, Jesus, Prabhupada, 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 Jesus, Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, woo! Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Woo! Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Oh, yeah. Smooth move with Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, oh Krishna, oh my Lord Krishna, Hare Hare. Thank you so much for everything. What mercy. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Turn your microphones on and let us chant some japa together. Let us call Hare Krishna Maha Mantra to come and save us all, the whole world. Let the whole world be blessed with this. What do you say? Do you agree, everybody? We'll do our little ritual. Let's counteract the demons' ritual. They do it. They call him Satan. We'll call Krishna. You call Satan, we'll call Krishna. Let's see who wins. You know who did that, actually? I think it was Elijah. He said, you call your God, Satan. And he said he called his God, and his God blew out the flame of Moloch or something. So, Klaus, you call your God, we'll call our God. We do that every day. Let's see who wins this. Let's see who wins. Let's see whose new world order comes about. My Lord or your Lord? They're so proud. Demons are so proud of their new world order. Yeah, new world. Yeah. Oh, my Lord. He's a bigger peacock than you guys. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Forgive me, I get a little overly proud because of all this mercy I get. It just makes me kind of like Arjuna. He used to be very shoulders. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Hare Rama.
Me too, I get very proud for the mercy. It's so beautiful.
Sometimes I just feel like challenging the giant, like who's that guy in the Bible? Man, he challenged the giant with a little
Goliath,
stone.
Goliath.
He knocked him down with a little stone. Challenge Maya, man, this huge Maya, man, huge, big, man, and I'm just this little atom, man. But it's kind of like the cowherd boys. Krishna was holding the hill up, and they were there with their sticks saying, "We're doing it. He's only doing half. We're doing the other half." Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. It's so nice to be a sahaja. I mean, I'm starting to get comfortable with that. Yeah, it's okay. We're sahajas.
We can shoot as
and I
much
were
as
happy sahajas. I put a picture of these two happy sahajas up there. You can go check it out later. We're happy. We live in Sahaja City. we're filling it up with sahajas. We're making them because we have to convert them because there's so few. So we have to
Sahajaland. Sahajaland.
Sahajaland. Come to Sahajaland. You'll see. We'll get people on board with this. That means party time, right, man? Friday night. I know. I used to go to, when I was a teenager, Friday nighters, man. Go meet all the girls. I come here to meet the girls, man. That's why I'm here every day. Every day is a Friday nighters for me, man.
Come to meet the
I'm
boy,
looking
man.
for those gopis, man.
I'm going for the blue boy.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare. I'm kind of like Krishna. I feel like Krishna sometimes. I come look for the girls. He comes looks for the girls, so I kind of get in that mood. So let's go look for the girls. Radha, I want to see find some of her girlfriends, hang out with. Yeah, it's nice to hang out with the girls. You ever? When I was a teenager, I had my first job. I was like 17 or anything, and I was looking for a house, and there was the only one available that I could find was with 5 women, young women, college girls, and they invited me, and I got to live with these 5 girls. Could you imagine? I was the only guy. They said we never usually allow any men in the. But I got to live with 5 ladies. It was fantastic. It was great. Great time. I got to observe, the characteristics of women, how they interact together and all that. It's really interesting, We had this big house in Long Beach, California. It's really. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Life is so easy now. It's just all about making Krishna happy. Man, God, it couldn't be any simpler than that. Yeah, Krishna's so simple. Yeah, just make me happy, man. I know how to do it, man. Very easy. Yeah, it's so happy. Just follow Lord Caitanya's order. I order the whole universe, chant Hare Krishna, especially in association. Like that one post that Madhusudan put up there. I just added a little bit to it because Prabhupada said, you can't do any of these other paths. They're too hard and the masses can't do it. Just chant Hare Krishna. And then I added, I said, okay, here's a few details that Prabhupada knows. Yeah, you can take the long road. You can chant Hare Krishna in a certain, association with the Vaidhi devotees who are against naturally. They don't understand. They're just naturally opposed to tears and all that. So that's why Prabhupada hid all that stuff. Right, Bhakti Siddhanta hid it, and Bhakti Vinod. See, so he left for us to teach the other paths because that one's going to take you a few lifetimes. Even remember, Lord Caitanya said, anybody who criticizes Murari Gupta, and that's any ecstatic devotee like him, intimate associate, you cannot get purified chanting Hare Krishna. You cannot be chanted. You can chant 1,000,000 names and you will not get purified. Or you can take 1,000,000 baths and still not get purified. So it seems contradictory. Prabhupada says this and all that. So that's why you see this is postgraduate. We're here to teach. Yeah, yeah, okay, that's the long path. You're obviously, how can you get into Vrindavan? I mean, you may think and speculate you're going to Vrindavan, but if a Vrindavan devotee is here who chants in ecstasy and you don't like it, that means you can't really get the kind of purification Lord Chaitanya came to give. See, Lord Chaitanya, it can be so easy if they could understand this point, or anybody. All you have to do is give respect to this preaching, give respect to this ecstatic worship, and you're in. You just come in and the purification is spontaneous. Everything is spontaneously done, easy peasy, even though it's a little like, oh, you did this sometimes. No, but, still, the result's going to come very quickly. And you'll be more or less like the devotees who chant in ecstasy. So the longer path is, you just follow what Prabhupada said and you don't even think deeply. See, if you don't come here, you will just leave it like that and think, well, it's all the same, Well, it's the same process, but some people get into the kingdom quicker. They go through the regeneration. The others have to take more lifetimes.
Yeah.
See? So the purification Lord Chaitanya taught, and this, everybody should really listen closely to this, because people don't understand this kind of thing. Even the perfect Brahman, the Lord Chaitanya didn't pay that, thinking that is any purification really. See, because you could take a Sudra and put him in association with an ecstatic devotee, that Sudra will become more advanced than a Brahmin or a sannyasi or anything. See? So Lord Chaitanya said, you as a Brahmin, this to humble them, because they think they're getting purified. But they don't know this secret path, that what I'm exposing so clearly that Prabhupada didn't clearly expose. He just said, I just chant Hare Krishna and leave it like that. Okay? But if you chant Hare Krishna and you just give respect to the ecstatic devotees, you can make it and not have to take another birth, and you will feel it. It'll be proof is in the pudding. You will chant the holy name, feeling really attached to the Lord. You'll love His pastimes. You'll feel life in Him. You'll understand His pastimes, which is, it's like you'll see how beautiful they are, how wonderful these verses are. Otherwise, take a few more lifetimes or however long. Who knows? But you won't get purified until in some life you give respect to the ecstatic devotees that are preaching this path, because they're delivering people. We're here to deliver people quickly in this life, cut down the time. Could you imagine being delivered if Lord Caitanya and Madhavendra Puri and these ecstatic devotees didn't come? It would be, this Kali Yuga would be in full swing more. There would be no Bhagavatam here. It would be hidden by all the demons, everything. So now this is a revival where people can get in quickly. If you can understand this point, if you watch this video 10, 20, 30, 50 times to understand this important point. Because if you do, you'll see this makes more sense, and this is the true mercy of Lord Caitanya in this line in force now. And that's it, So that you'll get over the worst obstacle is Vaishnava aparad and Guru aparad. The worst. It's worse than eating 10,000 pounds of beef. That's how the Lord gave. He gave ecstatic devotee. He gave ecstasy and prema to devotees who were beef eaters. He didn't consider that an obstacle. The obstacle was Guru aparad and Vaishnava aparad. Vaishnava being the ecstatic ones. They're here to preach this path when they're here to do this. See, Prabhupada preached the rules, regulate bhakti, so all the way from Bhakti Vinod to now. Now we've been the batons passed to bring out the ecstatic devotional path and to preach the means. This is in there. And that's what Lord Caitanya did to make it clear to the devotees who wanted to. They got the greed, because if you criticize, you could be this big shot in Gaudiya Samiti, and everybody, this is a great devotee, or a Jai Pataka, great devotee. You can be and the rod, and wow. But if those persons I just mentioned don't like this ecstatic love, a simple person like Amy or Fanny gets into the kingdom first. There's still more lights because they're not really getting purified. If they're not, because you can look if they're because if this is the test for them, this is their second chance. So now because we're preaching this way, and that goes for everybody. And we already proved it. We have people that have deeper realizations, and so either you want to go through the pretentious path. The pretentious is those who make a big show of devotional service. You'll see this a lot in the books. Talk about the same thing happened 550 years ago, and all these devotees saying, even though those who make a big show of devotional service, that's ISKCON, that's Gaudiya Me, that's Gaudiya Ma. I'm just being honest and frank.
It's the truth.
It's the truth. And I'm not to make, this is just to help people. So that's a big show. This is also a big show, but this is a show of the mercy of Lord Caitanya that's been bestowed upon us. And that's, what we're promoting here is that. Otherwise, just a big show. Everybody's thinking, oh, well, they must be pure devotees. Well, if they love this, then they would like it, and that means they have a relationship with it. Otherwise, they don't have a relationship. When you see an ecstatic devotee, this is the test for everybody, for them, all of them. It's just the way it is. The Lord chooses His way of testing the way He does it. So, because we're openly exposing the most confidential path that we read this morning. This is the most confidential truth about devotional. So we're exposing it. And whoever reacts shows you where they're really at in relationship to this. Because if you think that you're going to get into Vrindavan and to the close association of the residents there, and you're opposed to the kind of ecstasy that we're promoting here and showing and demonstrating, and showing it's not really sahaja, you don't have realizations like this. You can't preach like this. And just by the fact anybody says, oh, that's just sahaja, that means if they're a big sannyasi or guru and they're thinking like that, that means they're just doing superficial Vaidhi Bhakti devotional service. They can't even analyze. People come here, they can analyze the situation, analyze the different types of devotion. Amy can analyze what's really true, what's not, what's really deep and what's not. Fanny can analyze, Lalita can analyze, Johan. That's the power and the mercy here. It's fantastic, and I will not go on diminishing. I won't diminish it, and I will go on extolling it as the greatest opportunity for people. While I'm here, because who knows? When the devotees they pass. Depends on who's here. You see how strong the Maya is. Maya would, at any chance, she would love to take this down. She's looking for any opportunity.
Devotees as well.
Keep trying to get Lalita, get her down, get her. Don't believe in Gohari. Don't do this. Don't laugh. Just any way they can. But when you get really strong, see the bhakti becomes like a tree, a solid tree. You can't knock it down. The only way to knock it down is illusion, believing in the illusion.
They live in such an illusion, Guru Maharaj, thinking that we are preaching hate while we are full of compassion for doing this for so many years. You're preaching hatred. That's what. It's chastising me for saying the truth.
Yeah. And they can't even analyze their own position. That's called really neophyte. So it takes. Yeah, but still, I got to preach this, because some people are ready. It's just like Jesus said, I have sheep in different folds. So Krishna has those he wants to bring to the kingdom. Like, look, he took out of anywhere. Fanny was just a regular person, and Amy, and they were just. But he knows our hearts. He knew that Amy was really looking for something, and she was like, that's a perfect candidate when you see the world and it's like. That was me. In 1972, 71, 72, I looked at the world. It was like so unattractive. It's like, God, what is this world? It's like it had no meaning. Yeah, this is the meaning. People going to work like this, like asses, on the with a face on them. I was the commuters. You ever see commuters on a train? Going to a job, a joyless job.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I was seeing, and it just like I thought, wow. And then so Jesus helped me, showed me, yeah, there is another world, a beautiful world, a wonderful world. We're devotees. They can live in joy even in this world. We can taste this nectar, keep us alive and living and free, and happy, even in the midst of this Kali Yuga. The way it's evolving is like it's unbelievable what's happening. I can't believe it's just. I'm still in kind of a shock, like, my God, they're actually doing it, man. We're in a pastime, man. This is like right out of the Bhagavatam. The demons take over and they create all this friction and problems and catastrophes and wherever you see, in the last 3 years. I mean, it's really, yeah. And then we're here in this sitting. It's like being in a jacuzzi, in a nice warm bath, and everybody else is like, anyway. So anybody can come. I mean, it's not like it's being selfish. It's how we're trying to, knock some good sense into people with the truth. Knock on some doors. Like, hey.
So they don't want to hear. They don't want to hear the truth. They're immediately angry.
Gohari doesn't like to shut up.
So, same here.
We just keep
Finished.
plugging away. Too bad. The baby may kick, but the mother and father, they just keep on taking care of the children.
We break the holy houses.
Get them off the Wailing Wall. We are shiny, happy people. Exactly. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Let's chant a little bit here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Rama Hare Rama.
Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama Rama,
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama.
Krishna.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. So I'm going to read a little Bhagavad Gita now.
Okay.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Jesus. Where is this chapter? Here we go. There is no work, this is text number 14 in chapter 4. There is no work that affects me, nor do I aspire for the fruits of action. One who understands this truth about me also does not become entangled in fruitive action reactions of work. See, how can you understand that truth about the Lord? Is it an intellectual idea? No, the Lord doesn't aspire for the fruits of action because he's found another path. Fruitive path is a path that people follow. It's on the Lord. But he doesn't follow that path, even though he designed it. He designed it for the less intelligent. Everybody is less intelligent. They're following some inferior path. But if you know that the Lord is not interested, he could follow that path, but no work affects him. He might do it as an example to show people how to act in the world on that path as a householder or something, but he's not really attracted to it. It doesn't purify him. See? But one who knows his nature, his real nature, is also becomes like that, is also not affected. Because why wouldn't you follow the path that the Lord really follows? See, we're here to teach that. That's why people have a hard time understanding it. We're here to teach the path that the Lord follows and that all his real intimate devotees follow, because no work affects them. There's a reason. See? So that path is the path of loving relations between the Lord and his devotees, this ecstatic relationship. So that's why even though devotee works, sin is not born in them. They may get covered because even Shiva gets covered by, he's dealing with all these. Come on, could you imagine going to graveyards and dealing ghosts and all that? It's going to come on you, but it doesn't take root. Because he worships the Lord in ecstasy. The Lord will never leave him. He does that for me too. Look at the way look what I deal with. Look at the people that have come here sometimes. And I get, and all that. But God, the Lord showed this. He does the same thing he does with me, with Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, or any devotee that has an intimate relationship. He cleans them off with his transcendental hand, being that close. See, so that's the hidden meaning, the inner meaning of that statement. Yeah, those who know that nature mind, know it because you have that nature. See, like Jesus said, when you see me, you see the Father. Now, if you can't say that, you're not really a very high quality guru, man, because you have to be able to say that and to show that that's true. When you see the Father, you're saying you're God. Well, no. The Father, one of his forms is ecstatic devotion, in the form of Radha. That's also God, that's his other half. He's married to that other half. That's his other half, right? You heard that other half? Yeah. So that nature. His nature is he loves his devotees. He sports with them. This is sport. I come here to sport. Engage in sports. People like Narada Muni says, when I was a child, I was never interested in sports. I thought that was interesting to put it in the Bhagavatam, that statement. I didn't know it till now because I get a present every time I come here, a realization. To me, that's presents, man. That's diamonds and jewels. Now I understand. Okay? You get over the sports. You see people, they watch football and all that stuff. You know why? Because they don't sport with the Lord. You got to engage in sports with the Lord. See, sports, sports, some kind of game. And here we have the Harinam game, deliver people out of illusion. See, this is how I'm never attracted to sports. I'm attracted to this sport. See, you got to seek the lower engagements by higher engagements. See, this is, you got to sport with the Lord, and in this world, his sport is delivering conditioned souls, and yeah, it's the greatest sport. It's like going fishing is a sport, right? What did Jesus say? I'll make you fishermen of men, right? See, it makes you engage you in sports, delivering people. Just out fishing, yeah, throwing the line out. Yeah, see, that's why I'm never interested in mundane sport. I like spiritual sports. Yeah, let's go snag a few conditioned souls. Let's get some Vaidhi Bhaktas. Let's go see if we can snag. We'll throw out the line, over in there, into the sea where the fish are swimming around Jaipadaka and Radhanath. Let's just throw a little thing over there. Let's see if we can hook anybody. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to be engaged in that sport. Otherwise, they stay in there for God knows how many lifetimes. Because of why? Ignorance. Can you imagine if they knew what we knew? Would they knew what I'm preaching here? Am I not giving good directions? I mean, the best directions? Am I not cutting down their downtime to being down here? Many lifetimes, that their gurus have many lifetimes before prema, we're cutting that all down. Because all you have to do is get out of ignorance. Show you the way. The Lord already showed the way, it's already been done. I'm just doing what Lord Brahma did. The creation also has already been done. The Lord, because of Brahma's closeness with Krishna, he just can reach in there and create because he's the firstborn. See, that's your real guru, man. They got to be in it because I'm just reaching. Jesus did the same thing with the Bible. He reached in and found the essence. St. Paul too. That's why they're great personalities. Yeah, they could see the essence of the Bible and the scriptures, and they preached it, and people got delivered. They got the Spirit. Prabhupada empowered me, gave me the order. You do that now. So I reach into the scriptures, the most confidential aspect of them, the most juicy part of them, the most powerful part of them, the most truthful, the most highest truthful part of them, and preach it. And that's the best of all directions, because if you listen to this direction, you're going in straight direction, the narrow gate, straight corridor, right into the kingdom. Otherwise, you're kind of weaving around, you listen to one guru and they say, well, they speculate because unless you're an ecstatic, loving, intimate devotee, Bhagavad Gita personified, you're going to get people to weave who listen to you because you don't know what the real kingdom is. Come on, man. Admit it. Yeah, I know that you might lose your position, but you'll gain it if you accept it. You'll be a real guru. See, people, isn't it better to be a real guru than being a false one, even though people believe you're the real one? It's like it's not much better than being a politician or a president, and people think, "Oh, you're so great, you're my savior," and all that, but you're really not. You just get a bunch of fools and neophytes and beginners who believe you can't make distinctions. Now, but those persons who are like that, we could flip the switch and you play a real guru. You keep your disciples. If you change. If not, we might have to steal a few because, hey, man, some of them might want out. What are we going to do? Not help them? Some might want to get up, but they need to see the light. They need to see the truth. See, if you won't look at it, maybe they will, and they'll deliver you in the long run because then you'll see. Do you see how it worked with? It's already been done. I'm just doing it again because the Lord is showing me, just like Lord Brahma has shown how to create, the Lord's showing me how to deliver people because of my relationship with the Lord. You can see this is the most different preaching you've ever seen, but it's not really. It's right there in the pastimes. They did it already. It works. That's why it works again. It works here. That's why Jesus' preaching worked. He even said, what the Father does, the Son does. See, the Father, my friend, Lord Caitanya, my intimate friend and beloved. He did it already. So he already did. Then the Son does it, right? And people get delivered. That's the secret. Where have you heard it? I got to admit, this preaching's fantastic, man. It's so uncommon. Yeah, I know it kind of sounds like false, but I can't help but appreciating great preaching, man. You ever see a guitar player playing really nice? You don't think they're thinking, "Wow, this is really, I'm really doing it, man. Whew, wow, this is." Of course, that's what I feel. Think, God, man, Krishna, man, we're really hot today, man. Otherwise, why should you like? If I don't like this preaching, why? What? I got to give you false humility. Actually, I got to give you one of those. No, it's good stuff, man. I love it when you get good preaching where people can get delivered and they get the real direction. That excites me, man. Thank you, Lord, for using a fool like me, in this work, which is not like work at all, man. Everybody else is work, every Sadhu Bhakti is work. You come over here, we'll get you off the chain gang. You get you off of the treadmill, doing the, every day the same old, running around the thing, Let's see, it's one program to another program to another program. And he's just kind of going around. Not a lot of feeling to it. And it's all regulated, it's like, like scheduled, there's nothing like, spontaneous devotional service. That's the highest goal of life. What does that mean? How does that show up? It's called spontaneous devotional service. Very spontaneous. You just show up, and when Krishna shows up, you meet, and fireworks, and preaching, and a song comes. A song of God and the devotee. Flowers appear. People get delivered. People get to know who God is and who devotees really are and what real devotees are. And find the greatest association in the whole universe is the devotees who they're the people of the Lord, the Lord's chosen people, And he could choose you. If you choose him, he'll choose you. You want to be part of the chosen ones? You want to be Trinity and Neo. We'll make you both. You can be both, Trinity and Neo. Krishna and Radha will dance in your heart, and there you go. You got them now, and you'll dance. Because they're dancing, you'll dance. You make them dance, man. You'll feel it, man. You feel you're pleasing Krishna. Now I can chant the holy name with ecstasy. Wow, how wonderful. That's what I feel. It's like, wow, Lord, it's so easy. It's so wonderful. I can just please you, and I'm just pleased. My goodness, thank you for taking me out of the ignorance of this world, the people thinking, it's something else serving God. This is the greatest service, the highest service, the most natural service is to please the Lord, to chant his holy name. And it's the greatest path. When you chant the holy name with ecstatic devotees, for God's sake, man, can't you understand the difference between chanting Hare Krishna with those who are not ecstatic, not prema bhaktas? Well, if you get over this false idea, this illusion that we're sahajas, you come here, you'll never hear preaching like this. You will. That proves it's not sahaja at all. Sahaja is a person sitting. I'm just telling you the truth. I don't mean anything. No meanness here. Just truth. If a person is sitting on a seat like a Vyas, and they're a guru, and you go, "Oh, Gurudev, deliver, please give me mercy." And that person is not self-realized. He's not a Bhagavad Gita 10:10 personified. To those who worship the Lord with prema bhakti, loving ecstasy, prema bhakti, I give them the real understanding and the real knowledge. See, you look at the verse. If they're not like that, that's sahaja. They're acting on a platform that they're not really on. They're not real deliverers. Now that's sahaja. See, not this. This is the verse. You see so many examples of the verse. Everything I preach, because the Lord and Radha and Krishna are living inside me. You see, God, This is the living verse. Even my disciples becoming the living verses. Now, that's a lot of spiritual power and potency and mercy, I would say. Why wouldn't everybody want to come here? The more I think about it, the more I put my thoughts on the airwaves, put them over the radio, the television, telling you a vision of the truth. Otherwise, the other television out there with the big brother out there, you got to take the big brother here. Your alternative is Big Brother Biden and the Klaus. They want to be your big brothers, and they want to maintain you with bugs, eating bugs, make you a Bugs Bunny. Isn't it funny how the Lord does it? Lord Shiva or Lucifer, whatever you want to call them, he's just doing his job. It's kind of, if you look at it impartially, it's kind of sadly funny. I mean, the way he does it, he manifests a Klaus Schwab, and they get all these plans, draconian, like put people in 15-minute cities when they can't leave, after having so much freedom, and then they just, it's kind of like wow, man, you really want to motivate these people to find the path. Isn't that a motivate? Man, that's why this is best. Everything they say, I say the same thing, but in another way. It's like, yeah, I don't want to let it go. This is a great crisis. My God, what a motivator. Yeah, 15-minute cities. Hey, man, if you chant Hare Krishna in those 15-minute cities, it won't even bother you. You think, oh, at least I can take a walk. You'll think, oh, my glass is more than half full. Well, at least I can go out and take a walk to the perimeter. No problem. It's all temporary anyway. I'm going to be out of here soon. I'll just go to the inmates here in the 15-minute city and get them to chant Hare Krishna. We'll have a great family affair, have bonfires, and everything will be cool. We'll eat our bugs even. Bugs, you probably get used to it. That's the kind of feeling you get when you know you're eternally liberated by this mercy. It's all temporary, whatever, whatever, Lord, you're doing to motivate people, and we can take advantage of this by helping them find the real path. Otherwise, a lot of these people would never even look. They'd be happy in their little kingdoms, with their material kingdoms, all their families, all that. Now they take the babies away. They're taking the children away from mothers and all kinds of weird shit. The demons are really, earthquakes, right, in Turkey, buildings falling, homeless people now, no food. Can you imagine, if I'd done it, I could fast 30 days. People try to save up 30 days of food, at least 30 days. I think, I don't have to do that. I just fast for 30 days. It'd be good for me. I can do it. I've done it. That'll be a motivator for me. Hey, man, if that comes down, hey, thank you for the motivation, man. I could use it. I could fast for 60 or 90 days. I carry a few extra pounds for that now, just in case. That's how you store food. I store fat, man. That's better, because then when the time comes, I didn't know Krishna had a plan for me. I thought, I was wondering, why am I not interested in storing food? I go there, I think I should be storing food because I know some kind of shortage is coming, but I don't feel it. And because Krishna knew, he says, yeah, you just keep storing a little fat here and there, and you'll go 90 days, maybe even 120 days would be no problem. A little extra fat, just live on the fat. Go ahead.
You will be so skinny then.
Yeah. I was wondering why Krishna doesn't take the weight off much. People laugh at fat people, but when the food goes and the people have to fast, they'll be wishing, boy, I wish I had those extra pounds, man, because you live on that. Yeah, I remember I fasted 30 days. I lost 40 pounds, 30, 40 pounds. I think it was 30 or 40, something like that. And still I could have went another 25 pounds, no problem, you know. Yeah. That would have been another 30 days, you know. No problem. Or less, who knows. Yeah. Okay. There's no work that affects me, nor do I aspire for the fruits of action. Yeah. See, this is the path, man. See, no work affects real devotees because they're engaged in this making Krishna happy in the heart, which causes ecstatic devotion. That's the reward. Is that the reward is feeling close to the Lord, and that purifies everything. So no work affects the devotees. You know that. That's why I know that nature, Lord, because He gives me that. I can relate. See, that's why you have to that's the association you need. We have associates like that here to God. They're Bhagavad Gita 10 personified. They know the name. They're this verse personified. See, therefore they can teach you that. They can teach you very quickly how to do that, how to be that. See, once ecstatic devotion and attachment begins to awaken, you start to get really purified really fast. And that's 1,000 times more powerful than trying to get purified by the rules and regulations and external bhakti. You're engaged in internal bhakti. See, nor do I aspire for the fruits of action. See, fruits of action are material, right? So why would the Lord aspire, or a devotee, that's really a deep devotee, why would they go out of their way to accumulate so much stuff? See? Because they aspire for they're on the higher path, and they're still inspiration. They counteract their material aspirations and fruitive desires by getting this gift of Lord Caitanya to be like real devotees and aspire over closeness with God, to aspire to taste the nectar in the holy name. See, like the songbook, the song says in Samsara Dava song, okay, it says the spiritual master is always hankering. See, there's a hankering, desiring to taste the nectarian mellows in the pastimes of the Lord. See, that's how it's counteracted. See, nor do I aspire, he says, nor does a devotee. They may aspire. We have to live. We have, you got to do what you got to do. But there's no like hankering in the mode of passion. I need more. More than you need. See, why can I explain this in the way others can't? Because that's my nature. The Lord showed me that nature. That's why Prabhupada engaged me in this to teach the real essence of all these books. That's the glory of ecstatic devotional service that Vaidis can't understand. And all they can do is misunderstand everything we're doing. They have to give respect to this preaching if they want to get into the kingdom quickly. Otherwise, who knows how long. It's just religion. Look how many of the Jewish people still not in the kingdom. And simply because they didn't follow Jesus into their generation, they come back again and again and again. Until you follow an ecstatic devotee and get that mercy and get purified, and then you get ecstatic transcendental feelings. If you don't have transcendental feelings, how can you even think that you're really of any high quality guru? You must have transcendental emotions. That's proof that you're a real spiritual master coming, from the spiritual level of consciousness to help assist the work of God. to deliver people. Otherwise you're not saved. You're, again, coming back. You got to become transcendentally attached to the transcendental Lord, whether it's Jesus Christ, see, or Lord Caitanya, Lord Ram, Radha and Krishna. So we got the glorious path. This is the glorious one, the most glorious, because Lord Chaitanya is the latest incarnation. Why wouldn't it be? It's not even logical not to think that. You show me any other incarnation that is accepted by people in the world, by masses, a large majority of people, that this is a real incarnation. There's no one that's proved that to me other than Lord Caitanya. And then I could see in the book, nobody wrote like him and his, well, he didn't write, but he inspired his followers to write. You could see they were purified big time. They had big realizations, big understanding, deep. Yeah, I feel fortunate to have some of that. Nobody can give classes like this unless you have the real mercy of the line, and Rupa and Sanatan and Krishnadas Kaviraj and all of them, and Prabhupada. You're all the way back, man, all the way where it started. There's no way you can preach like this. You don't believe it? Well, if you have some greed and you're not just, I'm spiritual, greedy, Raganuga Bhakti in the Narayan Raj group, but I come and see what's going on here, but I'm not really interested. That's not spiritual greed. If you had spiritual greed, if somebody's telling you something, you would want to find out, is it really true or not? But most people don't have it. So the Lord, he goes out to the Gentiles, to the Amis and all that, and he tracks them. Remember, there's a verse, Lord Caitanya preaches real religious principles, which is all this preaching we do here. These are the real religious principles, not external religious principles. These are the internal religious principles, the real ones that last forever, to get you in quick. The kingdom. He teaches real religious principles through low-class sudras like Gaur Das, and like Amy Rose, and like Fanny. We're just low class, right? But out of the mouths of babes, Jesus saw the same thing. Wow, he said, wow, God, look at you. I have the same, I totally get what Jesus, I totally get it, man. Through the mouths of babes, and you hide all this from the wise, or the ones who are considered wise in the world, the wise gurus out there in ISKCON and Gaudiya Math and Simi. You hide all that's here, that this glory here, from them, unless everybody's got to follow the true path when it's presented. See? Amy follows the real path. Lalita follows the real path. The Johan follows the real path. What's their reward? Closeness with the Lord, ecstasy, making the Lord truly happy and find the Lord's happiness and their happiness is the same. They share the same heart. Can you relate to that word, sharing the same heart, Lalita? See, that's a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. The devotee and the Lord share the same heart. There you go. That's intimacy. You want that kind of intimacy? You're going to get it here. That's what we're here to promote. So don't tell me you're spiritual greedy unless you want to see if this is uncommon. Otherwise, it's just show bottle. Oh, the big show out there, big sannyasis prancing around stages, sitting on high seats, and oh, Gurudev, deliver me, and they can't deliver anything. Unless you're an ecstatic devotee, worshiping the Lord in intimacy and ecstasy, you don't have a line. You're not really in the line. It's a fake line, It's the false followers. I'm here to teach Chaitanya Charitamrita. I was ordered to do this. Chapter 12 is that. Okay? Chapter 12. There are the real followers and the false followers. Nobody knows. It's all in codes. Only the real empowered devotees know what that means. Who is a real follower of the Acharya in the disciplic line? Those who are fed with the mercy. You can check everything I say in that chapter, and you can't check anything with any of those gurus. They'll never tell you that because they don't know. Not even one knows this because they're false followers. The true followers have this ecstasy that they call sahajas. So the real followers are fed with the mercy of Lord Caitanya, which is this ecstatic devotion, proving that the Lord is sustaining us with his transcendental potency. And the false followers don't get maintained like that. They're like branches outstretched. They have devotees, and we may have devotees, but I don't. But they may, we might have a devotee over here. And they have devotees, but where their branches outstretched, if you don't have ecstatic devotion that Lord Caitanya brought to this world, that's the real line. It's time to wake up, sleeping souls, and get in the real line. If you got, Krishna gives you the intelligence. If not, stay in your false lines, do your external rituals until you get some good sense. Maybe, do that for a few lifetimes, and because you always got to go through the narrow gate. You always got to get the ecstatic devotees association. That's why Lord Caitanya came here, to give ecstatic association. That's why Madhavendra Puri came here, to give ecstatic association. That's why Nityananda came here, to give ecstatic association. Yes or no? He didn't come here to give Vaidhi association, to give us Guru's association that had never cry a tear for Krishna, that never laugh and cry and act like madmen like we do. That gets some attention, huh? He came to give ecstatic devotee association, right? Not a bunch of boring, what people prancing around the stage, making a big show of devotion. Look at us, look at our devotees, look at our clothesline, look at our clothes. Yeah, let's hang them on the line, man. Let them dry out some more, Yeah, you know what I'm doing there? We're taking the clothes off the sannyasis. If you don't have ecstatic devotion, that's not the qualification. It's the tears, the ecstasy, the showing that you have the mercy of Lord Caitanya. Because now is the apocalypse, the time for the truth to be known. You can see who is a demon, who is a demigod, and who is a real devotee. Otherwise, nobody knows. But this is the time to just reveal it all. This is the path revealed. You show me a better path. You show me a better guru that can produce ecstatic love in their devotees. That means that if they can, they're empowered by Krishna. If they can't, they're not really empowered. We do that. So this is more the will of God than doing the lesser will for the inferior idea, the less intelligence. Okay, if you're that, well, there you go. Do your Vaidhi a few lifetimes. But this is a rope to those. The Lord gives them the intelligence to come here and check it out and find the quick path. Okay? Ecstatic devotee is the real path. They're the real guru, the real guru. The ones who have the life's. Can it not be more obvious? I have to just yell because, people's ears are stopped up. So, see, chapter 23, life's ultimate goal. The guru, the real spiritual master has attained life's ultimate goal. There are none others who have not attained life's. How dare they? How dare you? How dare you? What was that, Greta? How dare you? How dare you? Let's see if I get it better. How dare you say that you can deliver your disciples and you can't? How dare you be a deliverer of the universe and you can't do it? How dare you? But they do. we're gonna dare it because we can get away with it. Right? Like we have that one little naughty boy, you know. He does all this mischief in here because River revealed this because he can get away with it. Well, he can't get away with it anymore. And they can't get away with it either. This is not offensive. I'm taking down the fences, man. We're taking the clothes off to expose what's really inside, man. It's not a clothesline. We take the clothes off and put it on the line, dry them out.
I had a discussion with a devotee today about the Pope who would deliver the world.
Oh, yeah, he believed the Pope would deliver.
I said, I don't think so. He was so angry on me. And you should apologize to the Pope. And oh man, he became so angry. Yeah. The whole quote. The Pope who said you should fast for this and fast for that. I said, if we would have the Holy Spirit, we wouldn't need to fast. He would give us to become compassionate and patient, etc. No,
See, that's the rule thing. See, it's always the same MO.
Oh,
It's the same thing, man. They think like that. You can go through a pope, and see, if you actually have eyes, you can. This pope is a demoniac. He's a demon, man. He's exposed, man. He's kissing the ring, you know, and they got everything's coming out. Come on, for God's sake. But anyway, people still believe that they follow that. That's worship in the mode of ignorance. And they got that in ISKCON. They still got pedophiles, probably. People who were worshiping pedophile demons. What do you think that is? A demon. They're pedophiles. They don't belong on the altar and to be worshipped, but people have been worshiping them, and it's okay, you know. How dare you? It's offensive. See, so
he was actually very offensive towards me, not understanding actually. But I don't take offense, of course, because why would I take offense from this ignorant man?
Until they go in through the regeneration, you know. They may get, you know, a human form or something, or that's what Prabhupada was preaching. He knew, he said they were kind of, and that's why he couldn't preach what we preach, you know, and because he collected, get a lot of fish in a barrel, you know. They can understand rules and hard stuff and fastings and that kind of thing, and they respect naturally yogis and sannyasis who teach the fasting path and the regulative path. They can respect that, but this ecstasy they can't even understand. But you know, that's what we do here. I mean, the Lord has a plan. He knows what's going on here. Look, already so many nice people coming. Yeah. Because of this kind of preaching, you know, being out there. You know, people can say, oh, you're sahaja, oh, you shouldn't do that. But look, because of doing this, we got a family here of people getting shelter and becoming ecstatic devotees, more so than anywhere else. So this has got to be right, because God has got his blessing on it. See, I'm not just telling people pipe dreams. This was a visions and real dream that the Lord is showing it's really true. After 5 years in the Sangha, being undressed in a complete realized exhibitionist. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel that it's like getting more, expressing the more truth, just not holding back, just really just.
Absolutely, Guru Maharaj. It's so needed. How can we take them out of this darkness of ignorance if we don't go really with the sword? This is it, and nothing else. Because
Yeah, I mean, somebody's. So anyway, this is, you know, it's happening. So I like it. I feel happy.
like Jesus, it's Jesus.
Yeah. And he only revealed to a certain extent, and even said, I have more to tell you. And that's why you see we're telling everything. This is really the whole thing. Once you know these subjects, you understand the true nature of the Lord. It's clear. Satchidananda, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. They're still fighting over this Father, Son, and Holy Spirit thing. Nobody has got a clear thing on it. They would have to come here to get a clear understanding of Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Because some say, oh, there is a Trinity, oh, there isn't a Trinity, and they're all fighting back and forth, and nobody really knows. Because if you really knew and you were talking to people who wouldn't really know, you would be convincing, because your argument will be as it is, the truth, and set people free. But they can't do it because most people are not really clear. You give me any Christian to spend here, I'll spend like 3 days talking about the Holy Spirit and Father, Son, and Holy Spirit and the relation to the Satchidananda, and they will understand. They'll see this explanation will make 1,000 times more sense than this unrealized or very more superficial understanding of that principle of the Trinity. Because there is a Trinity, but you got to understand these subtle things that is not taught in the Bible. And not only the teaching, you got to have the experience. And then the book is to help show this, prove your points. And then more, you got to manifest the followers who get this Satchidananda. Go ahead, Lavika.
This was my revelation when, by your association, after those 5 videos, I came in that trance, and this was the explanation that I received about the Holy Trinity. Suddenly I got this explanation in ecstasy, and I understood everything. This was unbelievable. This was so beautiful. Suddenly I understood those things I never understood before.
Bhagavad Gita 10:10, you worship the Lord
Absolutely.
with very powerful, loving ecstasy.
Big bomb. Big bomb.
Change your whole life. That happened to me when I first contacted with Jesus, just poof, and then my whole life was just different forever. I'm glad for it. Thank you. Because I was like Amy, like, okay, I'm ready to check out. This is too depressing just to see what was going on in the world. So superficial. That's usually a sign that in your previous life that you're really finished, and you come in this life, and you don't connect with devotees yet, it just looks empty and meaningless. Then connecting with devotees and worshiping the Lord properly in a spiritual way, everything comes back. This kiss the ground. I found this. That is so fortunate. So I pay it forward like this, just share it with whoever, and maybe some of these gurus who will see that I'm not really trying to be offensive. I'm trying to help them. I'm doing what no one can do for them. They can't do for themselves, and their followers can't do for them, because they're just entrapping each other. They're trapped by the blind leading the blind. Somebody has to do from the outside to break the shell. This is the only possibility. Yeah. So that's how you get empowered. You got to be the book, even the Bible verse. The Bible verse was Jesus in the beginning of his preaching. I could do the same. It has to be done. You have to be like this. I've been anointed by the Spirit of the Lord. See, do you have that Spirit of the Lord, which is the devotion? That's the power to do this. Without that, see, Radha is the power. It says right there, Radha is Krishna's power, inspiration. I know, I totally relate, because that's my power, my inspiration is that love. It reveals, it gets me real inspired to understand the Lord. This is what we're here to share, is to awaken that spirit. And if you're not anointed with it, you're not the real ideal preacher. You cannot help people very well. Maybe you can do something in the modes of goodness or something, but that's not really that. While this is here, this is it, man. This is that's why you see, Murari Gupta was chastised by the Lord. Murari, I come here to reveal the most confidential truth about bhakti, and you're out there, giving like people a lot of times want me. Why don't you give respect to the gurus? Why don't you give respect to the Mayavadis? Why don't you give respect to the people here doing this path and that path? Why do you got to always expose everything? Well, the Lord came here to give the highest thing. We got to expose everything. We got to show what is inferior to the superior. What is the real highest truth and distinguish from illusion for the welfare of all? Welfare of these sannyasis, welfare of their followers, welfare of people in Maya, welfare for demons. You notice this path is universal. This preaching is universal. The empowerment is universal. It's the real truth. And it can only come through an empowered devotee, empowered by the true Lord. Otherwise, it's not going to fly. You'll get some slanted thing. You got to be by the book, man. The Lord has to really be in you. Radha and Krishna have to be in you. Lord Caitanya have to really be in you. Then you hear the verse, the highest truth is reality distinguished from the illusion for the welfare of everybody. Do you see that verse in action here? Do you see it just a word in a page? Do you see it actually being done? Am I partial to anybody? Give me Klaus Schwab. I don't care. Anybody come here will get ecstatic devotion. Give me a gavel. I need a gavel. I'm going to order one on Amazon. I want to slam that down on my table. I got a nice desk here. Slam the gavel. It is law. The judge is here. We judge everybody to be just if they will just come here and give honor and respect to these crazy, ecstatically wonderful devotees and the path they preach. What do you think, Tarun? I would like a sword, shield, club, and a conch. We got all that. Wherever is necessary comes out. It's like hands behind the back, Lord Vishnu, when he's preaching, puts hand behind his back, and then sometimes a sword comes up, sometimes a lotus flower. Depends on what weapon is needed. Sometimes a Sudarshan disc. Cut off the speculation heads out there, the speculators. Just stop them from speaking. I'm sorry, I get a little enthusiastic sometimes. Gotta be, it's an act, man, dramatic. The Lord is he's the best actor. And if he gets you, he starts to act out inside, he gets me to act out. You see, so there's two ways to act out. One is they call that illusion. You act out and all you do is throw you in the clink or in jail and all this. Here I act out and then, people get purified. I get purified. See, act out. What? Act out the transcendental nature of the Lord. That's what it's about. Yeah. Oh, you got to see that picture I put up there on Facebook. It's great. It's a big one, too. I did it on this screenshot thing, a tool I have. Lalita and I are sitting there in ecstasy. I think I got to probably take a break here. I might read a little bit more here. A little bit more. All liberated souls in ancient times acted with this understanding of my transcendental nature. Isn't that interesting? Acted with this understanding. What does that mean, man? Acted with, just what it says. Acted with this understanding, expressed it. Especially when you're a guru. You have to act with this understanding. See, am I not presenting even verbally my realization, my understanding, my experience? See, therefore, you can understand this because I'm explaining it to you. It's just like Krishna explained it to Arjuna. Yeah, go ahead, Lolita.
It's also showing the symptoms of ecstatic love by receiving this understanding. You know?
Mm-hmm. See, acted in this way, acted because you got to, whatever you bind on earth, whatever you bring forth in earth, thy will be done on earth as it is in Vrindavan. See, that prayer, Jesus. So the will in Vrindavan on earth. See, what is that will? Thy will be done. See that? So the Lord brought Vrindavan here. So we bring it again. So we bring that prayer, make it real. We have to bring Vrindavan mood, Vrindavan worship, Vrindavan understanding, Vrindavan, the kind of knowledge that the devotees have. See? We got to do it, see? So we're acting like the verse says, see? Acted with this understanding. You see, can you not see that starting here, that Gohari, as big a fool as he is, but he understands his subject matter? See? So a great sage is not a great sage unless their opinion differs from others. See? From others except Krishna. That's what I'm telling you. If anybody really wants the Lord, you got to prove it that you come here to examine what I say, and you see if there's any better explanation than this. Because the only way it could be is from somebody who's also inspired by the transcendental Lord. It's the only way it could be equal or the same or some other aspect of it. Otherwise, if it's not transcendental, I just come and prove it to yourself, man. For those who want to get into the kingdom quickly or see that I'm just, if I'm saying these things and you think, I don't believe in all, well, come and see. Come and look around. Look at the devotees here. See if you've seen anything like this. It's so unique and so different how we worship that it stands out like a sore thumb. It stands right out. You can say, "Whoa, they're really different." That's why a lot of people are afraid of the Sangha. They can't, they've never seen this before. This is not part of the herd. They're not part of the sheeple. The sheep. Sorry, but you guys, until you come here, you're still goaty. Still a bit of a goat. Goat is not as intelligent. Come here. We'll make you sheep. Sheep are more intelligent, get a better understanding. Goats, they kind of look at you. You ever see goats, the way their eyes? You could tell they're little dullards. That's why you see Daksha, you got the head of a goat. Not a sheep, not a head of sheep, the head of a goat. And he actually was happy with it because he said, boy, this is humbling. This is great. See, he got purified. He realized, hey, man, I'm just a fool. See, now you have the great prayers came from his mouth when he admitted he's a fool. That's why I try to get people, just admit you're a friggin' fool. I don't care your position. If you're a big sannyasi or guru and you got all these followers and you can't deliver them and you don't have ecstatic devotion, just admit you're just a fool. Admit you've done foolish things by giving the impression that people can be delivered by your association. Even Lord Brahma said this. I'm just telling you what Brahma taught. I'm just teaching what he teaches. He said the same thing. He says, unless you know that transcendental Lord that he worships, you will naturally be bewildered by my energies. You will think I am the worshipable Lord. See, that's what people are done. They're caught up in Brahma's energies, and they're not clear about who that transcendental Lord is. You see how Bhagavad Gita is so beautiful, explaining these things? See, those who know my transcendental nature, are also not affected. See, those who don't know that transcendental nature, they're worshiping demigods or they got demigod understanding. And they're bewildered by it. And see, Brahma's not bewildered. He knows what he's doing. Shiva knows what he's doing. I know what Brahma's doing. I know what Shiva's doing. That's why I don't get really involved. I'm not out there, trying to be a martyr. Oh, you got to save all these people. No, well, come on, all the information's out there. If they want it, if you wanted it, you can get it. But a lot of people, they just slated for, okay, I'm here to do my work. My work is I give you the message. Yeah, you need Big Brother over here to get out of that. If not, Big Brother out there will bewilder you in some level. Either as a guru, or a teacher or any, still they're not clear until they know the transcendental nature of the Lord and can prove it. Have I not proved, or we not proved, that we know that nature and can even explain it because we know it? See? And are not affected? Do you see me in fear about any of this stuff? You see me in fear of these gurus? You know how many people are afraid of making it? Yeah, I see them all the time. The followers. Prabhu, don't be offensive to my guru. Offense? Well, let me help you, guru, man. Let's do the test, man. Are they ecstatic devotees? Do they fit? You can just take one of our classes, see if they fit in any of the standards that we preach here, because you all check all these standards in Prabhupada's books.
There is nothing to offend.
If not, then, why not get the real guru? Because we got that here. We go by the standards, the highest standard, highest truth, not speculations to justify positions of people that are still ordinary persons. You're still an ordinary person till ecstatic love. You're an ordinary person that has memorized scriptures, and you only impress neophytes who think, that's a pure devotee, he's memorized the Bhagavad Gita. He must be a pure devotee because they voted him in as pure devotee and they made him our savior, and we follow because he's in authority. You know how many people do that? They follow these guys in suits and ties in politics because, well, they got a suit and tie and they're in authority. They don't know that by hook or crook they got there. And by lying and cheating and stealing, don't we all know that most of them are like that? They lie, cheat, steal, and deceive. Especially now. They're not like way back when. This is Kali Yuga. And then they never, how many people, everybody pretty much knows, if you have some worldly experience, that most politicians never deliver on their promises. They only just to get in, and then they do the opposite usually. They just get me in, I'll promise you anything. Hey, how about our promises? Do we deliver on most? I say, well, you probably become ecstatic in this life. It's a very good chance if you take it to heart, what we're doing here. But you'll definitely feel progress, more so than anywhere else. Because everywhere else, they put you to work to make progress. Here, we just put you in a dentist chair and you make progress. Just sit in the chair, man. Sit in the hot seat. The other one, they put you, rules regulate chain gang, rules regulate fasting. 1 lakh a day, and then you attain Krishna after many lifetimes. Yeah, that sounds like work to me. How about me? What do I preach? Hey, just come sit, just sit on the couch. We'll make it a makeshift dentist chair. Just sit on your couch, even get a little popcorn. We can do our work, the dental work with even eating popcorn. You can eat your popcorn, sit there, but listen attentively, and all will be well. All will be accomplished, everything. If there are any demons inside there, they'll come out. If there's love of God really ready to just pop out, Krishna ready to be born, that'll happen. Everything, just spontaneously. Okay, I gotta shut up, man. Let's play the Fanny song. Oh, give us a word. Give us a word before.
Well, I think it requires some humbleness and some patience um, to come here to the Sangha and listen for a little while. Just be humble for a little bit. For say, okay, I will try it. I will try to listen a few videos at least, because otherwise they can't make the connection between Radha and Krishna. They can't make the connection between Bhakti and Vedanta. No clue. If you talk with devotees, it is unbelievable. The
Yeah.
ignorance is so big, so big. I'm always so disappointed.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Now
It's
that's the
like,
work, is to convince them. Convince them just to come and sit in the dentist chair, you know.
please come forward. Because it's so unbelievable what those verses are offering us. What Krishna offers us is they have no clue about Krishna consciousness. How conscious you become of Krishna more and more and more. It's really unbelievable. So
It is. It's fun.
fantastic part, Guru Maharaj. You're a fantastic guru.
Well, I got my other half, you know. Without the other half, there's no way. You know. Actually, I got both halves. I consider myself just serving those two, you know.
Yeah,
I like that, you know, just let them dance inside, you know, bring them together.
I love that as well. That's
Yeah,
that idea.
yeah. See, the Gopi mood is that it's there with Krishna, you know, and but it's a more actually more Manjari type mood, assistant, and but even they get, you know, they also get that. They get the Gopi mood also. They get everything. See, that's the Manjari is the most intelligent. They get all the moods, everything. You know, there's nothing outside. That's why they're the most intimate, because they really know the most intimate understanding of Radha and Krishna and their how they operate. Yeah. Whereas even a gopi may not understand that. They have to be a little more distant. It's a little, but it's so subtle. I mean, I wouldn't worry too much about it. This is just some details. I mean, it shows you how much power there is here. I mean, I'm surprised myself. God, you know, what a position to give a fool like this, to realize such things. I mean, I'm like floored. It's like great.
You deserve it, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah, and we just pay it forward. Look at you guys. You're getting the same kind of ecstasy according to your Ras with Krishna. My God, what a great service to help others. You know, that's why.
Miracles.
Yeah, you see, that's why the Leela avatars, they come and they save souls. That's why the Lord comes perpetually and brings his entourage. They come for the sake of the living end. There's a special taste in preaching that they don't get in just being in Vrindavan or the transcendental Vrindavan or Mayapur. But when they come here, there's a special taste in delivering, especially with Lord Caitanya, because this is public distribution. This is They didn't do that in There was more private still. You know, you had to just kind of stumble into Vrindavan because you were allowed to go in there, and then, but then there was just exclusively between them. You know, they just heard, you know, distant rumors about Kamsa and all that stuff, but they were so involved in this ecstatic. Even Krishna didn't want to leave to go do his duty to kill the demons. He was so he was like, I'm not leaving this place. Can you imagine that? How good it was. And the query, come on, you got to do your duty. Come on, you came, you actually incarnated to kill the demons and establish the rules and regulative devotion. That's part of the thing, you know, duties of a householder and all this. And he was so drunk on this ecstatic worship. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I can get out of here, man. I'm bound by the love of these girls, man. You know, they just. and so intoxicated. I feel drugged. You ever see people, they waylay them, pirates, and they give drugs to people and they put them on a ship they can't get off. Well, these gopis are like a drug to Krishna, and they drug him, with their love, and he can't get away. It's like he's waylaid. Yeah, gopis are pirates.
He would go out at sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Haribo, Haribo. He would wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name. Haribo, Haribo. Mukunda Madhava, Govinda Hari, Haribo, Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting of his name. Haribo, Haribo. Every day the sun will rise, and every day the sun will set. Haribo, what's the value of your life if devotion you don't get? Haribo, Haribo. Take the name into your heart, take it with you when you part. Haribo, Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu,